Where do you want to start?
I'm a host.
You want to host?
I host.
Shout out, Nathan. Ting, man. You gonna break my soul for real. Oh my god, this club.
Let's move it back. Yeah, there we
Wow.
go. Let's do that. You won't break my soul. You won't break. Oh man, many men wish death upon me. No.
How'd you do that? How'd you fucking do that?
All right. No profanity.
Apologies. Oh my god, I'm ready to enact violence on somebody.
Hold on a minute. Is your hair laid? Let me see.
What? Huh?
Let me see.
You saw it through the direct.
Hold on.
Guess I'm doing the
Hold
big
on.
reveal.
Hey, do the big reveal. I'm done. Hey, turn around. Who did that, Marge? Lie, your mum did that.
Huh?
Your mum did that.
Nah, no chance. My mom
I was
can do
gonna
this. I
say
reckon my mom can do this though.
that's tight. Jeez, your scalp is.
It's actually, bro, the one I did last time, that was tighter.
Let me see
This
the
one-
back. Did they blow dry your? Did they blow your hair out?
Yeah.
That looks painful. I can't lie. They even did the little Emirates pitch on there, man. That looks tight as hell. Fair enough.
Bro, I'm telling you that having the afro, yeah, trying to deal with it was too long, man.
But how much you have to keep? But the thing is, you put like £50 down for that. If that gets rough within a week, you're fuming.
Nah, I reckon it's got a couple of weeks in it.
Yeah, cool. Fair enough, innit?
Banks looking like a reborn Kunku. I'll take
Hey,
that.
no. Hey, I'll take it.
I'll take that.
That's a Chelsea Starboy now. You know what? Let's get straight into it. First and foremost, welcome to the European Rearview show. Today I'll be your lovely host, Oluwaseun Kante's cousin, Lavish, whichever one you have it. And like Nathan said, we've got the Rebought and Cuckoo Banks notes, sporting out the new locks. No, not locks. The new, what do we call this, Banks? What type of hairstyle do we call this? The new twist, because they're not twists.
We call these the bank drops.
All right, Banks droplets. Call them little bank drops. We love that. But yeah, it looks lovely. We must say, obviously, Julie set us the task of whose hair's longer. That's why you can see us doing Black Boy Joy with the hair right now. But let's get into why we're here. We're not here about our hair. That's for another podcast. Why we're here about the European nights. We're here about the we're here for that. Now, Banks obviously coming off of this 2-2 draw at home against Sevilla. Let's start there because it's fresh off the press. And all I must say before I give you the floor is I don't feel sorry for Man United. Despite the result, I don't feel sorry. Not even because of the result, that's all the joy, but when we tell you what this tournament does to you, there's the big difference between the Champions League and Europa. You're gonna lose. Europa's gonna leave with something. Now, even if you go through, you've lost both centre backs. Bruno's on the yellow, so you're not playing with him in the next game. Europa always has to leave with something. So that's why I hate it. That's why I really despise this tournament. But anyway, let's talk about the match, Banks. How did this end up 2-2?
United fully deserve everything that comes to them. Everything that came to them today, they deserve. And you know why? You finish your flipping dinner when you have the chance. You finish your dinner. It was 2-0 for so long, and they were coasting. You never coast on a 2-0 lead. It's the worst scoreline to have. The worst. You had many chances to put that to bed. So many chances to put that to bed. Anthony, 2 times on that left foot. One hit the post, other one keeper save. Weghorst, oh my God, I will not be tired I promise you, when he leaves, when you
Why did
find
he lay that off to Malacia?
why? You're right in front of the goal. Literally swivel, you big for nothing guy. Swivel and shoot. Swivel and shoot. You
You
had
know, when
so
I hear the likes of Scholes and English pundits talking about how Man United are the favourites for this tournament, obviously they don't. Nobody really watches. I don't believe these pundits watch La Liga football. And one thing we know is league form doesn't necessarily relate to cup form. But Sevilla, like Nathan said, Sevilla are the Real Madrid of the Europa. It's their competition.
oh, I let me not even swear, but
Heritage,
that they shouldn't even
heritage,
they
heritage,
shouldn't have a chance.
heritage
They
always
shouldn't
kicks
have
in.
won the
But him,
heritage.
okay.
Won the
But
heritage.
listen to this. But listen to this. The same way in at least two of Real Madrid's Champions League wins, they really shouldn't have had the chance.
Oh man, but this
Same
time
thing.
those other times it never felt like City gave it to them. It felt like Sevilla took it. This time, like we this is not an exaggeration when I say we should have been clear out of sight. Like it shouldn't have been a game, and we kept on making it a game. You know when your passing becomes sloppy just because you're in control that much, and then you're giving the ball away and you're having to defend. It's not like they're creating chances, but you're having to defend more than you really should. That's what was happening all game. Like as soon as we scored the two goals, it's as if our
Sevilla had no. Let's not lie. That's I don't believe. Sevilla had no real threat going
no
forward.
threat.
Like there was no chance. So you're not
There
even
was
that
no
you were
chance
having to
that we could
defend
have
because
given.
nothing was even getting to the final third. So their XG must have been so bad because
Up,
nothing was
up,
actually.
oh my god, it's so funny because the first chance you remember them having is literally at the end of the first half. That header that we gave them the corner for. We that again just gave them a corner for no reason. Second half, again, even though we're sloppy, it was so poor in the second half. They never really had chances up until Malacia makes the stupidest mistake, just to cap off how crap that performance was from him. He makes a silly mistake, doesn't see Navas coming in, boom, two deflections, and it's 2-1, and we're under pressure. Then, oh my god, I just lost my yeah, Lisandro, you can't
I
leave
think
me with this
Varane will be back. Varane will be back.
no,
Alessandro.
bun that. You can't, but Lisandro Martinez, you cannot leave me. You cannot leave me with these guys. You cannot do it. Can't do it. You can't do it. Whatever you think is wrong with that Achilles, fix it. Fix it.
Ooh,
I ain't doing this without you.
Ooh,
I ain't doing this without you, bro. I ain't doing it
ooh.
without you. Oh, when it rains, it flipping pause. When it
Okay,
rains, it
pause.
pause. I just
And
saw
then Harry Maguire. Harry Maguire is a
he's just a bad. He's just a bad luck magnet because he didn't.
yeah. That's
There's
what I was
nothing
gonna
he could have
say.
done.
It's a
There's
bad. That's what
nothing
I
he
was
could
gonna
have
say.
done.
It's actually just a bad luck magnet at this point because why always him? You know, like
He didn't do much. He didn't do much wrong when he came on, but boy, when it come down to it, he scored the own goal. That header was going miles wide, and then boom, hits him back of the net. This should have been a comfy 4-0. Like this is just like Nathan. This should have been 4-0. This should have been an easy win.
what do you
But
think about Bruno missing the next leg?
referees are bozo as well, man. Because how is that a yellow card? In what
That
world is
wasn't a
that a yellow
yellow.
card?
It wasn't a
But
yellow card.
in reality, that should have been a day off for Bruno. It should have been a day off. He shouldn't have even had
Do you
to.
feel like you need Bruno now? Do you feel
Oh,
is it a big
100%.
loss?
Bro, we might go into that game missing Lisandro Martinez, Bruno, and Rafael Varane. That is a massive,
You
massive
already
hit.
have no Rashford.
No Rashford as well, possibly for the game as well. Marshall, he's still on a minutes restriction. He might not even be able to play the full 90. It's getting sticky. At the end of the season is getting sticky. Just when you need.
So do you think this? Okay, and last but not least, do you feel like all of these injuries and everything? Do you feel like it could impact your top four? Or do you think that's secure because you don't trust Tottenham and Liverpool and the rest?
It has to impact it because you take 4 first teamers out at the same time. Well, to be fair, 3 first teamers because Bruno's not going to be out of the domestic games. But 3, Jesus Christ, did I break it? That's how stressed I am. Look at the way I'm pulling this. 3 first teamers out at the same time, 3 crucial first teamers is going to be difficult to replace. Who have we got? Flipping. I'm not on Forest away at a weekend. Usually, I was thinking Casemiro's back. You're gonna have your apart from Rashford, you're gonna have most of the first.
Ericsson's back.
It should have been an E, but that's gonna be a different game now. Nottingham Forest are gonna see how many players we have missing are gonna be right up.
Ericsson's back, isn't he?
Yeah, but that's not that don't move the needle for me. Does that move the needle for you?
Bruno as a Bruno replaced. Oh no, Bruno's come for the domestic. Sorry.
For me, like Ericsson is not the needle mover that like Varane or Martinez is or Bruno is a different level.
All I'm gonna say is this. I'm sorry to cut you off. When Arsenal went out, I was sad. Yeah, we lost on penalties, but after 10 minutes, I was like, you know what? It's a blessing in disguise. There's something about this tournament, and yeah, you can say Arsenal have no European pedigree. There's something about this tournament. Yeah, it is so like it's walking through like the marshes, like walking through a swamp. It is so like it takes something. It will take something from you if you want to win. You've got to sacrifice.
You know, Game of Thrones when you think who was it? Like you think you can take something without it taking something
without
back.
sacrificing. Yeah, without you getting
his daughter. It's sacrificing.
It was Stannis Baratheon.
Stannis Baratheon. That's the one. You're not getting this Europa League without sacrificing.
Getting it without sacrificing
without giving something back to the world.
It's legit. Something's gonna be at risk, and for Man United now, it's gonna be the top 4 position. For Arsenal, I feel like if you were still in this, you're definitely out. You're definitely out of the title race. But now, let's go on to the Champions League. Let's work our way backwards.
Luke Shaw, wait, let me get some of these. Luke Shaw might play centre back in the second leg. That is a possibility, but Malacia had a flipping woeful game today. Sancho had a woeful game today. Malacia Sancho left-hand side just doesn't click.
They're just boys though, aren't they? They're just under 18.
Don't move you at all. Never a yellow, but Bruno tears inject it. Feyenoord were comfy, 1-0 winners, bossed the game. Yeah, that one, I think Pellegrini missed the penalty for Roma as well, isn't it? Yeah. But at the Stadio Olimpico, it could be a completely different game. Mourinho attacks in Europe. It can all be a different game for them. I still put Roma right in that tie. We're gonna talk about this as well.
No, we're gonna get there, but that's what I'm saying. We're working our way backwards. So let's go over to what they really call a quiet stadium, the stadium that never sells enough tickets for Champions League nights. But on this occasion, the Etihad was rocking. So Man City hosted Bayern Munich and ended up winning 3-0. Banks. You watched the game, we all did. Just give us, what do we take from that game?
What I take from that game is that there's a couple of things to take from that game. First of all, the big thing, Upamecano, like whatever game plan you try and game plan for, if your centre back's lost his head like that, you're in trouble. Doesn't matter. You could have the best, most precise tactics in the world, but if for 15, 20, 35, whatever period of that second half, your centre back loses his head in that, you know, them ones where the players playing so shit, you have to just put him up front just so he doesn't make a mistake close to your goal. When the player makes a mistake close to your goal, it's gonna lead to chances. So you just have to play up front, just go up top, stretch the play, stretch it. Just have to tell Upamecano, yeah, just go channels, because him in that centre back position was press him. You know when you don't even have to tell your teammates
every single time.
Just use.
I felt like what I can say, just quick synopsis of the game. It was a long day at the office of Bayern. Now Pep does this thing where and I only clocked it. I've only seen it this season with Arsenal when they played Arsenal, giving up possession, being able to give up possession and just be potent with having less possession. I've never seen Pep like execute that. Now I don't know if he does it knowing. The fact he did it against Bayern at home, I think it's knowing. Like he does it consciously. Like let them have it, but when we have it, we're going to kill. And that is a very mad trait. I think City's best players, Rodri was fantastic. Bernardo was superb. Ake, scary at left back.
Yes.
Diaz, since he's come back in January, has been scary. And Akanji as well.
It's not like he was injured before that, but he was just out of the team.
Then that back four, because Stones as well was excellent. So it's just like City now, they're really like, they're purring. And for Bayern, when the best players were really Pavard and Kimmich,
Yeah, pretty much.
And maybe Sane, maybe.
Alfonso Davies, long day. He had a long
Alfonso Davies had a long day at the office,
day.
and he just looked tired, and he's never tired. But for him to look tired, Upamecano, that goes without saying. Jan Sommer, man. Musiala, the game was way too physical for the lad, and I'm a favourite.
Let's talk about that front four. Let's talk about that front four because it's like, for me, it's actually time for them to stop being pretend. Like Coleman, I've talked about numerous times. I've never been wowed by his game. I feel like he's like a contributor, but he's not a needle mover. Nabry as well.
Coleman's one of them ones like they get a rising tides lift all boats, kind of like if everything's going well, he plays well. Obviously, he's never been the person, he's never been the talisman or the maverick within the team. But you are right in saying he is a pretender because more often than not, he kind of does break down attacks or like his decision making is just woeful.
Again,
but then you look at his accolades.
Absolute smash. He had the most smash this game.
I don't think anyone gets past Ake this season except from Vinicius, but Vinicius plays the other side. No, I don't think any right winger gets past Ake still. He's having a stellar season. But Coleman, aside the fact that Ake padlocked him, because sometimes they weren't even 1-on-1, Coleman's decision making was poor.
It's just
it's always been poor. It's always been poor.
The body's moving so fast, it feels like his brain is not moving at the same speed.
It's in sync, yeah. Then you have Musiala, and I love the kid, but way too physical for him. Too physical for him.
But that's for Musiala. I'm not for him. It's cool if the game is like, if this is a big, like against Manchester City in this form. If the game's too quick for you, cool. It's like it happens for a young player like that. But this is
a lie. It's not.
I'm not putting on. I'm not like drawing conclusions.
He's not fair with a player like when it's not going. Where is he? Because he stepped up several times, even in Germany games, national teams. He steps up when his old team's playing bad.
I'm not drawing conclusions from Musiala for this game, but Sane, like your time to do all of this was Man City when you was a young G. Now, like
Sane's got to be 26 now, 25,
27, and it's just
like a year below.
You just don't see enough. You just don't see enough from him nowadays. You just don't see enough. Like whether he's 27 years old, and whenever you see him, it's just he's not
your age, isn't he? I don't know.
Nah, 27. Don't age
me.
Be fair. Don't age me.
Oh, he's 27. Oh, so he's in our year. Okay, fair enough. But I can't lie to you. He's got to look at himself, and I guess he was playing with a chip on his shoulder because he's going against his old club. They've not played. He's not been here in a while, so that's why he was taking them shots, which were all on target, but.
It wasn't really tested.
Only one was really worrying Edison, and he scuffed it a little bit, hit into the ground. But Sane, you've got to be a lot more potent.
Like it can't be like before. We knew with you that left hand side. If you go down that line, it's very hard to keep up with you. The movement, he was a lot more agile. He's a lot more. He could change directions a lot more quicker. But now it's just like it feels so easy to defend against him. Whether he's picking up pockets in the 10 or if he's on the left and the right hand side, wherever it is, it just feels very easy to stay in front of him. When he was younger, that was never the case. Obviously, the ACL, the Achilles injuries that he had would have played a part. But right now, it's just too easy.
I think maybe he's lost a yard of pace. And then I was gonna get onto Serge, but people have said chill on him. He was playing false 9. That is not his position.
It's true, but at the same time, you want him, like you've seen people play false 9 and they've like impacted the game. They can drop into different spaces. I don't know.
I've seen a Raheem Sterling play a false 9, and do you get what I mean? And he's more potent than Raheem Sterling traditionally. So do a little bit better. I guess you have to be a bit more technical to play in that role, but he offered absolutely nothing going forward.
Niche. It was a niche before. Like what Tuchel wanted again. The way Tuchel played against City just made it so easy for, as you said, for City to counter them and win the ball back in transition. They wanted to move the ball forward so quickly, so it was always Upamecano trying to bang that ball into midfield or bang that ball into Sane, whoever it was. But when they won it back, they could counter, and it's so much more difficult to play that when you're playing against Haaland, who you know is going to press you on your touch. Boom. You try and play that pass. If it's not perfect, they're winning the ball back and they're off. So, like,
Goretzka had a ghost game. It was just awful. And then, so let's let's go on to Man City. How they really
There's
got.
we talked
Pardon?
about a couple of the players that really stood out, and I think just we have to talk about a couple players in particular. Bernardo Silva, what he was doing
Bernardo
again,
Silva was best.
what you're doing on that right hand side, just to connect the get, just to connect the pieces. There's so sometimes in the city team, there's so many moving pieces, but you need something to bring it all together. And what Bernardo Silva was doing from that right hand side, just to not only again, and you think about Sane and what he could do and what their attackers could do. You offer both threats because Bernardo Silva wasn't just pass, and move, pass. He was taking on Alphonso Davies and it was making him look like an idiot. He was making it look peak. It was making it look peak. He was taking. It wasn't just the fact that he could feed the ball into the midfield and open up the play that way. He was taking on Alphonso Davies, taking him down the line, chopping it back in, putting it through his legs, and opening up the game. When you have a two-way threat like that, you can't defend against that, and it's so much more difficult to contain the other players as well. Because in the end, they had to send extra bodies to help with Bernardo. So Alphonso Davies couldn't handle that by himself. He couldn't do that by himself.
No.
So in the end, that leaves so much more space for the likes of De Bruyne, for the likes of Gundogan, who was just ghosting into.
Rodri, I ain't even a fan, but whew.
Who?
Rodri.
Oh,
Wow.
Rodri, yeah. No, again, space for him to step up, take that shot, left foot on his left foot, nutty.
Yeah. I would say so. Banks, what do you think? 3-0 is the tie done?
Yes, I'm not.
They're going to Germany.
They're going to Germany, and Bayern are gonna need to open up in order to try and put the press on City and break them down. And the way we've seen City play, you give any version of City's team the chance to play in space, you're in trouble. But this version right now, that's just kicking the space that they're gonna have. I can only see more City goals. I'd be very surprised if they manage to even it up at any point during the game. I'll be more like I expect City to open up the gap in this game. I wouldn't be surprised if it ends up a 4-5-1 on aggregate.
Mane Sane. So what's said is that they had a bust up in the change room and Mane banged him in the face, bust his lip. That seems so out of character.
Facts. You don't see that.
That seems so out of character.
You don't see Mane lose his head like that. So
and what were they possibly fighting over? Should we just try to fill in the gaps and make stuff up? Because
from the information we're given, again, this is not us confirming anything. It's just us filling in the gaps. What we're hearing, what's been said. Did you see the pictures of Sade walking through the airport?
in a brown jacket.
But I was biting his lip, but I didn't want no one to see the damage.
They said, "What? Yeah, I was laughing because why is he biting his lip? To hide his lip injury."
Hey, I've never seen him hide a lip injury.
Now, my thing is this: how did that get out? I think a club like Bayern Munich, that don't get out.
You don't think so?
Bayern Munich are very
it in-house.
They're very in-house. They're very Bayern, an iconic. This is not like a traditionalist club in a sense. I think the closest we have to that is kind of like a Liverpool. It's like they keep themselves to themselves. How did that get out? Because if it happened in the change room, obviously there's coaching staff and stuff. I guess it was one of the players. Someone just leaked it. There's no need for that.
Again, it could be like external that again that maybe they saw it happen because apparently it didn't happen I'm not sure if it happened in the changing room. If it didn't happen in the change room, possibly somebody else in the stadium could have seen.
Oh, okay,
you can't really control the leaks, but yeah, boy, it's hard to comment until the only thing that's been confirmed so far, I believe, is that Sadio Mane is suspended until further notice.
Yeah, he's suspended for the next game against I can't remember who they're playing. Freiburg, I think. I'm not sure, but if I must say, obviously you've been there for a short amount of time. Why didn't Mane start?
You wanted Mane to start? But he hasn't had the best. He hasn't had the best start to his
He's
career.
had a bad. He's had a bad. Yeah, he's had a bad turn of the year. Oh, Hoffenheim. Thank you, Nathan.
All I'll say on that Mane Sane incident is that if what was said is true, Mane
What
was
was said? What did you? What's allegedly?
apparently Sane. So there was arguing about
The Upper
a run.
Mancano.
There was nah, there was arguing about a run that Mane made. So Sane had the ball. He wanted Mane to come deep. Mane instead span off for the run, and obviously they went on the same page, and they're arguing about that, and apparently Sane calls Mane a black shit.
What?
If that is true, and again we say if because we don't know, we can't confirm it. Mane is completely in the correct to act that way.
If another black man calls you, here's the funny thing: if another black man calls you a black shit, like if you said that to me, that's funny. Now, if it's a mixed race, German-born black boy says to an African Senegalese-born, calls him a black shit, yeah, it's gloves off.
Different. Again, and you make a good point. Like it's the context. If your boy says it to you, like in the right context, it's a joke and it is where it is. But somebody calling you out your name like that, different.
And then also, I also have to look at upbringings as well. Mane was born, like I said, in Senegal, with respect being a very big thing, and probably sees himself as a senior figure or more senior player than Sane. Sees him as a small boy, and for him to talk to him like that, yeah, he'll bang him.
He probably couldn't believe his ears. He couldn't believe his
ears.
Yeah,
banged him quickly.
Probably it's probably instinct. It's probably literally how dare you on a how dare you thing.
But because imagine because Trent wouldn't do that to him. Yeah, I mean mixed race. But imagine that.
It's so brazy to when I heard that's what he said, or apparently so that's what they was arguing about. I couldn't believe my eyes.
When a mixed race or light skinned person or someone who's lived in the Western world, like tries to makes a comment and it seems almost racist. Do you know how mad it is? Do you know what pocket? That's a dirty pocket, you know. That's a dirty pocket to be.
It's not like you're the majority. So for them, I'm sure when he goes to Germany, he might have expected to hear something like that. Maybe
from the white counterparts.
Exactly, but not from a mixed race lad, not from Leroy Sané. I'm sure that's one of the last things he expected to hear from Leroy Sané.
I know, call his dad.
Banged out. It can't even surprise you.
And you know he's gonna sulk. Right, he's just gonna sulk. Like he's not gonna fight back. Mane will get angry if he tries to fight back even more. He'll probably sulk. Let's go on to the Bernabeu Los Blancos, a comfortable 2-0 win against Chelsea. Did we expect anything else? And was the performance like impeccable from Real Madrid, or was it just like Chelsea just flat? Like, or did Chelsea show us something different? Did Chelsea give us something to look forward to in the second leg?
Real Madrid weren't even good, if we're being real. They weren't great. They did just about enough to just like comfortably walk over the line. They were good, but they weren't like spectacular. But they didn't need to beat this Chelsea team. This Chelsea team were a 2-pack of AAA.
I must say, in terms of the Chelsea,
what? Hey, I've never heard that slander there before. What? A man said, Grease James, get the hell out of here, Nathan. So keep going. Don't call me my surprise.
I was gonna say, in terms of Chelsea's performance, it's not like they gave us something to look forward to in the second leg, but I feel like that was them at their best.
They had a good like little start.
No, but I'm saying like I don't think it gets better than that for Chelsea.
Yeah, no, me neither. To be fair, like again, as we said,
I don't think Real Madrid get worse.
Yeah, for a lot of the game, it felt like Real Madrid were pretty much playing in like second, maybe.
And I feel like Real Madrid are being very disrespectful, like in the sense of like they proper do not like even if Chelsea made it 2-1, they'll be like okay, like in terms of the potency in terms of the pace at which they played. So a couple of times, even at 1-0, Modric and Cruz are holding onto the ball way too long. Like,
Mm.
instead of just giving it, like playing it fast, giving it, like, and they were carrying the ball out. Like Camavinga was carrying the ball out lengths, but there was like no structure into how they were playing. They were just trusting their own ability and to be able to pick them off at any point. Like Vinicius and Rodrigo were doing what they want. It seems like they do that it seems like you'd think they do that in more games, but this just didn't look like they were executing tactics. They were just playing.
Mm. Yeah, now proper vibe session at the end of the day, man.
They were just playing.
When you're not facing up against like much opposition, again, that's just you play. Sometimes you play down to the level in it. Sometimes when there's not much, you play when there's not much competition. It's just like we're not gonna force it. And again, if Chelsea, it just makes me more pissed off about today because that's how you manage a game. That's how you manage a game that you're in control of. They just 2-0. They even had Chilwell sent off. They could have easily made it 3-4.
They could have just made it 4, but they just kept it respectful.
That's the important thing. They did not concede. It was just stay in your little pocket over there. We're gonna keep it at 2-0. You're not too embarrassed. You can take this back to Todd Bowley and you can say, you know what, I went to the Bernabeu and we didn't get embarrassed.
Held a 2-piece, yeah, calm.
It was a 2-piece. It could have been a 3-4 piece. It was a 2-piece. It's not too bad. Not too bad. Everybody wins. I take a nice little first leg win. Nice little win to take into the second leg. You don't get embarrassed too much. Everybody wins. That's how you're supposed to play it. That's how you're supposed to play it. Vinicius, I think we have to talk about what he did to Reece James and Fofana on that right-hand side. It was again, we talk about Real Madrid playing in that second or third gear, but like Vinicius has just been in a mode where he does what like the technical ability.
It's been like a 3.5-year spell now. It's getting ridiculous. This might just be his level.
He does like, he's able to do what he wants with that football against whatever right back.
Yeah, over.
Matter does what he wants. He does what he wants because whether it was him like spinning in behind for Benzema or Modric or whoever it was to play those passes, if it was just facing them up, just you're literally just face them up and do what you want. Take a pass. He had whatever he wanted against Fofana and Reece James, and that's gonna be. I think that was Fofana's first like real taste
of this level of football.
Yeah, this level, like this is the first taste of like, oh, this is where we really need to be at. He's obviously like really shone at Leicester, and he's had good performances for Chelsea in the Premier League.
No, he hasn't, not properly because they've been good. No, good. They've been against Liverpool.
Good performances for Chelsea in the Premier League.
Good, yeah, but he's just not had a good run of games.
This is what I'm saying. As in, you like, there's another level where like it doesn't stop there. As in, you're gonna have to face up if you want to play for the best teams. You're gonna have to face up against this level of talent, and yeah, in this instance, cool.
And the sad part about Vinicius was there was always 2 against 1 on him, but he was not phased.
Yeah, no, not phased at all. Like again, you're more time. A lot of people just be passing back to the left back and try and reset, but he wasn't afraid to go find that little inside ball to Rodrigo or that inside ball to Benzema, pop it off 1-2. Before Reece James or Fofana's turned their heads, he's already made the next movement. It's different. It's a different ball game up there. It's a different ball game, and where Chelsea couldn't cope. Rodrigo, Benzema he got the goal, but he was pretty quiet.
Benzema was quiet and he was off his mark. And the sad part is, if he was purring, if he was on his toes and itching, he could have made it 3 right at the end. Rudiger, fantastic. Rudiger, yeah, Rudiger as well. It was just box office, and he had a statement. In fact, I think Ancelotti not playing him, I think it kind of upset him. So he came on and he just showed him.
You must do start at Stamford Bridge.
Yeah,
Lampard to get rid of him. Chance to just dunk on his old teammates. Nah, Ancelotti's a man of the people. He'll understand what's at stake. He'll do what's right. He'll do what's right. Man of the people. Man of the people. Literally.
We need it. We haven't even needed an Ancelotti, bro. I think we're gonna get one in the
everybody was saying, what do you call it? That Todd Bowley gave the Real Madrid players the team talk when he said Chelsea's gonna win 3-0. You think they need any more of a team talk apart from?
They think this American man. What does he think this is?
That's all he. That's all the team talk Real Madrid needed. Todd Bowley for just making that comment, just mad American.
Just made it, yeah. It's just so
I don't know whether
American.
he
But
thought it was a series, whether he thought, yeah, Chelsea's gonna
yeah,
get
he thought
4 out of
7-game
4.
series. He was trying to say 3. They're
Come on, man.
They're gonna win
Listen,
in 6.
sometimes no comment is the best comment. You don't even
It's
need
the
to say
best. Silence is the best answer. Yeah. Sometimes just say you're never going to the game.
we never heard from Abramovich this much. You actually don't. You don't need.
You know,
to,
for a long time we believed that I believed that Abramovich was mute.
You only ever
I've
saw
never
him
heard.
as
If they play audio of Abramovich, do you think you'll be able to close your eyes and say that's Abramovich?
I actually don't. That I should actually think about. I don't
There's
think,
two people. There's two people.
like.
There's two famous people I've never heard speak: Roman Abramovich and David Guetta.
Ooh.
Never heard anything they've ever said. You can never, and you see them all the time. So David Guetta, I used to think he couldn't speak. Abramovich falls into that category. You ain't heard him say one thing.
Oh my god, I ain't heard him say a dot. I said Vinny looked RJ and Fofana in the eyes and told you SYM. Madrid was like, "We'll allow you, but if we catch you again, you're holding a beating." Them ones there, exactly that. Exactly.
So
that.
we got 6. We got 6 days. We've got 5, 6, and 7 days to the second legs of the Europa League and the Champions League games. Banks, how you having it? Because on the other side of things, I called a Milan derby. And it looks like we're going to get a Milan derby in the semis.
I think Napoli come back. Osimhen's back. I think they played well enough.
This is the first time. This season is the first time Osimhen's been fully fit for this long. So this injury is kind of long overdue. It's very much. Remember, Osimhen was bought for 70 million like 3 seasons ago, and this is in his, I think, third season. This is or 4th season. He's rarely had played this many games. This is the first time he's played this many games. So him coming back, I don't know if they're gonna rush. They got to rush him for this because the league's wrapped.
Spalletti said that he's like fully fit. He's ready to go for the second leg. So you have to hope that it's like because he missed the game at the weekend as well, and then he missed this game. So hopefully it's going to be enough time for him to properly come back. But yeah, I think with Osimhen back, in Napoli as well, I think it's going to be enough for Napoli to go through. But
okay, Spirit of Maradona
on their side, they've got some heritage on their side.
All I'm gonna say is, if we get the Milan derby next week, the next episode is called Heritage Matters. Heritage matters at the end of the day because if we get the Milan derby, if Sevilla go through, Real Madrid go through, and if somehow Bayern go through, that is the ultimate Heritage Matters.
Heritage Matters. We'll see what comes. What may come. Who was the other match? Chelsea, Real Madrid. Real Madrid's going through.
Sorry, you meant the other match was Inter Benfica.
Benfica shut the bed. Jesus Christ, they were bad.
They're losing like that at home. We expected something from Ramos.
Shut the bed.
But Benfica's out. They're not going to win in Italy. It's over. So yeah, but that's it. That guy.
I think what do you call it? Yeah, Napoli, Milan is probably the last tie that's really in the balance.
Yeah, everything else is done.
If we're looking Europa League fixtures,
Juve scored in 1-0.
United go to Sevilla and get a result.
Why not? You could win 1-0.
Yeah, we could.
You would be over it a couple of seasons ago if there was an away goals rule. You would have been done for.
Yeah. I'm going to still put United as favourites for that one. I say we go through. Roma, Feyenoord were good. I'm gonna say Roma go through though.
Nah, Roma's not going through.
You don't think so? They've had a little bit of history last couple of years.
Roma's not going through.
Good European nights. They can make Olympico a little fortress. I think they can do something.
Okay.
Juventus winning 1-0. Was it Rabiot that got that goal? No, Gatti. Where'd you Sporting played well last round out? Where'd you see this going?
I just want to see the best teams or the most big teams with heritage going further into the tournament, just so that so I want Juventus to go through, and I want Juventus to meet Man United.
I hear it. Get Pogba in there, man. Let's make this a proper reunion. And then Leverkusen Union Saint Gelos. Is that I'm not even sure if that's how you say it. Gelos.
I can't pretend to you that I care. Oh, guys, thanks for tuning in. Thanks for tuning in, guys.
Last thing I'll say.
Because you can't even pronounce the damn name.
Huh? No, the only thing. Because the only thing I'll say about that Union. Why are Nigeria producing so many strikers right now and no midfielders? Because if you see the goal that
Nigeria can make a starting 11. Nigeria can make a starting 11 out of strikers, and Bear them don't play.
It's so
Bear man don't play. Bear man don't play. Like if I name Simeon Wanko, who was playing for Crotone or whatever, like a couple seasons ago, I don't know where he is now. He don't play. He's gone off the radar. Paul Onachu, who signed from Genk, who does he play for now? Did he sign for Palace? No, he didn't sign. Not Palace. Southampton. Sorry. And then you get our knee.
When he played against West Ham, hey, he's bobbins, fam. Jesus
Christ. Hey, our knee. You have a lot of Nigerian strikers. You can make a starting 11 of Nigerian strikers. Chukwueze scored an absolute belter.
We need to grab some of the Nigerian youth, just at academy youth level, and say, no, you're not going to become a striker. We're going to train you.
We've got better them.
Train you to become a midfielder, because in the last squad we had like 4 midfielders. 4. And one of them was so how many of those midfielders do you think can pass?
And what's his name? What's Thingy's name at Brentford? Not Onyeka. There's nothing really there.
There's nothing there. Actually,
you got to get Eze and play him left centre mid, or Elise.
Take us away, man. Take us away, because that's just pissed me off, man.
Guys, thanks for tuning in to the European Rearview show. I've been your host today, Lavish Oluwasemilore, Kante's cousin. Oh yeah, Kante play centre mid next game. Yeah, stop playing everywhere else. And with my lovely co-host, Banks drops with a little droplet. Show them. Turn it around. Show them the back.
Man.
Show them the back.
Man. You're going to see lots in a couple of years, man.
We love that. Guys, thanks for tuning in. We'll catch you this weekend with game week 32. And yeah, that's been us. Peace.
You are now listening to The Final Third.
I think Pepe's so coachable. You just need to shake him.
You should be in prison. We bailed you out. We bailed you out to come and play this season. You're out here disgracing us. You should be in prison.